Today was class number 12, Headlock Escape from Side Mount and the Standing Arm Lock. And this was actually my third time taking the class. And I learned a lot, sure, but the thing that really stood out to me is what I'll call the legend of Carl. My training partner today was a guy named Carl, and Carl is an older gentleman. And I say older because, first of all, he had the white hair, the gray and white hair. And he mentioned that he trained at Gracie University before, back in the 90s. I think he said 94 and 95. And I graduated in 1996. So do the math, this guy's been around for a while. He took a long break and now he came back. And what really stood out to me about the legend of Carl is that Carl could bring his older self, just like I'm bringing my older self. And actually today, to think about it, there were a lot of older gentlemen in today's 1230 class. And I thought to myself, like, man, when I'm 60, 70, I hope and I plan to keep rolling. I plan to still be doing my thing, but to go and try something new. And I guess for Carl, it's not exactly new. He's restarting something he started years and years ago. But to go and try something new at that age, with your physical limitations and possibly even your mental limitations, you have to be confident in the material, number one. You have to be confident in your instructor, and you have to be confident in yourself. You have to believe in your ability to learn and to retain and to execute these moves. And I think, I hate to sound like a fanboy, but that's kind of what this channel is about. I think that's the beauty of Gracie University, is that it applies to everyone, that anybody can jump in at any time, at any place, and figure it out. And today, for my third time taking this class, I jumped in and I felt like I already kind of knew the move, but it's always fun, it's always nice, it's always helpful to review, especially with my eye on the test coming up in a couple of months. Of course, the variations are awesome. To do the variations, to, if something fails, having the fail back or the fallback plan is always a beautiful thing. But more than anything today, I was really just helping and working with Carl to make sure he got his body in the right position, and make sure he was able to execute the moves the way that they were designed to be executed. And of course, I'm no expert, but I've done this class twice already, so I freaking know the move. And that, my friends, is the beauty of Gracie University. Because, as I was talking to my buddy Chris last night, being able to review the techniques 2 and 3 and 4 times feels a little bit tedious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Last night when I was waiting for class to start, I saw a fellow white belt, not a combatives belt, but a white belt in the Master Cycle class. And I asked my buddy Tyrone, I said, hey man, that's so-and-so. I won't say his name, I don't put him on blast. I'm like, that's so-and-so. And he goes, yeah, he's in here all the time. And I thought, really? And he says, yeah, I think he trained somewhere else, so he's comfortable rolling. He knows how to spar. And I said, what about me? I trained somewhere else for 3 years. I've rolled more rounds than I could ever count. Like, why can't I get in here? But I gotta tell you, it's not a Gracie University thing, it's a Chris thing. And I'll tell you what I mean. I am attempting, I am trying, I'm endeavoring to do everything by the book. What I mean by that is I'm not trying to get any special privileges or jump the line in any way, shape, or form. And the reason why is because I want to do everything by the book so I can experience it like everyone else is supposed to experience it. For 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want to feel special. I don't want to feel like I got any special treatment or special privileges or jump the line. And number 2, someday, my goal is to be an instructor, and I want to be able to teach this stuff. And when my students say, hey, can I skip the line? Hey, can you make an exception for me? Hey, what about me? I want to do this. I want to do it that way. I don't think this is right. This is taking too long, blah, 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 blah. I want to be able to link them to this wonderful YouTube channel and say, do you see how I did everything in order? Do you see how I did everything without jumping the line? Do you see how I did everything without cheating or skipping ahead or any special treatment? I personally think I have a legitimate claim to skip some of the stuff and get to the front. And I don't mean that because Chris is special. I'm saying in general, because believe it or not, at Gracie University, they'll tell you, hey, if you're 2 or 3 classes away from reflex development, come talk to us. We can probably make an exception. I've heard that probably 2 or 3 times in the last week. And some of my friends and training partners said, hey, Chris, just go tell them how close you are and they'll let you do reflex development. And I'm like, no. I'm going to make sure I do every class twice, and that way I'm 100% qualified and 100% sure that I'm ready and I'm able and I've earned the right and the privilege of doing reflex development. Could I have done it sooner? Yes. Could I have made my case and appealed to Henner or Hedon or anybody and said, hey, I've been training for 3 years and can I get in here early? And they probably would have said yes. As a matter of fact, Henner gave me permission to come to Master Cycle Fundamentals way before I was qualified for Master Cycle Fundamentals. For Master Cycle Fundamentals, you're supposed to be 3 or 4 stripes, and I am currently 2. Hell, the first time I went to Master Cycle Fundamentals, I was 1. I might have even been 0, I'm not sure. But based on my experience, Henner said, hey man, if you want to come to Master Cycle Fundamentals, you can. And I said, sweet. And I went. You probably watched that video. But my point is, and what I'm trying to get at, is even after doing Master Cycle Fundamentals and loving it and enjoying it, I took a step back to say, I want to do everything by the book. I want to do everything in a linear fashion. I want to do everything as if I was Joe Blow off the street, because I want to be able to relate to Joe Blow off the street. And someday, if I have the honor and the privilege and the pleasure of teaching Joe Blow off the street, I want to show Joe or Josephine Blow that I did it the right way. I did it the same way that I'm asking them to do it. And so, even though I feel like the repetition kind of is a little bit of a drag, even though I don't necessarily love the fact that I have to wait 8 months to take the test, I'm okay because I'm learning and I'm reinforcing. And I think the learning and the reinforcing is going to make things better for me when I take the test, and it'll make me a better instructor someday. I say someday because I'm not rushing it. I am not in a hurry as I get my body ready and get my knowledge ready and get my everything ready. I'm not trying to rush it, but I'm still thinking someday, if I have my student Joe Blow and I say, hey man, click on this link and you can see everything. I did every class. You can see the dates that I did the class. You can see when I qualified. You can see that I did everything I'm asking you to do, because that's what I think a good leader is. A good leader should never ask or demand something of you that they're not willing to do themselves. And so, today, working with Carl was kind of a blessing because, yeah, I got to help somebody and work with somebody. And I'm not saying he needed my help. And as a matter of fact, I called the instructors over multiple times because I don't want to be the guy who's trying to teach. But just in getting myself in position and kind of reminding him of certain steps and don't forget to do this and don't forget to do that, I felt like, you ever watch Thomas the Tank Engine? My son used to really be into Thomas, and Thomas's greatest compliment was that he's a very useful engine. So I felt like a very useful engine. I felt like a very helpful person. I was glad to be there, and I was glad to be a partner for Carl. But I'm not a saint. I'm actively thinking about the future and thinking about my goals as I'm helping Carl. So again, there's something for everybody. Anybody can get in and jump in where they fit in. And of course, I never want to ask anyone to do something I'm not willing to go through for myself. So I think that's it. In terms of the moves, you guys know the moves. If you ever did class 12 before, you know how to brace and how to frame someone when they have you in the side headlock. You know how to sit up and trap their neck with the legs. You know all that stuff. I don't need to walk you through it. If you don't know it, take your butt to Gracie University. As a matter of fact, let me invite you. I don't know if you know this, but you have a 10-day trial period to train at any Gracie University CTC in the world, okay? Every single one of them gives you 10 days to try Gracie University for free. But I'm going to offer this to anybody in the Los Angeles area who can or will make it down to Torrance. If you want to try Jiu-Jitsu and you're not comfortable, you're scared, you're nervous, you're unsure, and you're watching these videos, hit me up on social media, send me an email, send me a DM, whatever, at Chris Learns Jiu-Jitsu, and we can do the darn thing together. Come on down, you sign up for the 10-day trial, I'll be your partner in class. Anybody who wants to come down and try it, come on down. And the reason why I'm thinking of this is because I saw a video today from My White Belt. That's an account on Instagram. And he was saying like the white belt is the hardest belt to earn because in order to earn the white belt, you have to come down, you have to walk through those doors, you have to sign the waiver, you have to do a trial class, all those things. And he's right. It's a big deal to go through that process and step through those doors and face your fears. So if you're scared or nervous or uncertain, and it would be helpful to have somebody like me, a loudmouth who makes YouTube content pretty much every day, to walk with you, come on down. And guess what? It's worth my time because I get a free t-shirt. If you come and do a class and I do it with you, I get a free Gracie t-shirt. So hey, why not? That's not why I'm doing it, but that's definitely a perk. So if you want to try it and you're in the LA area, Torrance area, hell, if you're anywhere in Southern California, I'll meet you at your local CTC because I can train at any of them. That's the beauty of Gracie University. I can visit any CTC and do a class. So whether you're in Pasadena, Fullerton, Huntington Beach, wherever the heck you might be, I'll show up and do a class with you. And I'll get me a free t-shirt. And you'll hopefully sign up and understand and learn the beauty of jiu-jitsu. So if you're a doctor and you don't want to hurt your hands and you're worried about injury, Gracie University. If you're a nerd and you're more cerebral and you're not just about competing and fighting for your life because you want to win a world championship, and maybe you're like me and you went to a Keep Showing Up University and you got a bad experience, come on down, man, hit me up and let's make this thing happen. So just like I was happy to help Carl today, I'd be happy to help you. And so I'm at home, obviously. I had some stuff to do today, so I couldn't record my video like normal in the car. So I'm here, and I'm just thinking out loud, kind of talking about what I did. But I think that's enough talking. So hit me up if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns. If you want to try a class, if you're nervous about trying a class, if you need some advice, if you have any questions you want me to address here on video, hit me up at Chris Learns Jiu-Jitsu on TikTok, on Instagram, or right here on YouTube in the comments. And so I think that's it for today. So stay focused, stay positive, stay vigilant. See you next time.